So first and foremost, my name is Gary Allen, and my boss is sitting right there with her camera up taking pictures. So if I stumble or look a little nervous once in a while, it's her fault. We are New Frontier Data. We are the leading data platform and information platform and intelligence company in the industry. The deck that I have is actually a deck that Giada has, a conversation that we've had now twice in the last 24 hours. It's an overview of New Frontier Data. So I'm going to be switching between the deck and I'm going to actually show you the Equio platform, our platform for investors, researchers, legislators that shows real-time information. So I'm going to go back and forth between that. I do invite any questions that you have to ask Giada afterwards. No, I do invite any questions. Please interrupt me. And I'm going to, like I said, we're going to go through a little bit, just really quickly, who we are. We are big data as a solution. The idea behind New Frontier Data, Giada started 4 years ago, really to fill a need that she found in her own consulting business, that there was no true data, true market data that was available in research available for the industry. Obviously, because the industry outside of California operated illegally in the illicit space for so many years that literally when I first got in the industry, I heard about growers and cultivators who would write down all their grow information and then either burn it or bury it after every grow. So trying to get the information and trying to collect that information is not easy. I'm going the wrong way. Excuse me. So New Frontier Data is, again, our job in this industry is to raise the professionalism of vetted data, right? And the conversation around vetted data, excuse me, I'm going to skip that. And make sure that the information, the data that we collect is, again, vetted, is contextualized, and is made easy to understand for the industry. It's really important, obviously, in the industry that we bring expertise, not only through the cannabis market, but we make sure that we have cutting-edge technology. We are a technology company at our core, a fintech company at our core, which is one of the reasons why we partner so tightly, obviously, with Benzinga in these conferences. I'll show you the comprehensiveness of our data, and I'll show you some of the data partnerships that we have. But one thing to understand about data in this industry is where do we get it, right? Federal or national governments globally, local and state governments, for all the way down to the county. The industry itself, so producers, processors, retailers, ancillary sector, right? The largest of the diversity of data and the disparity in data normalization. And then, of course, the consumers, understanding what the consumers are doing, when they're doing it, how, especially now after a few years, and then we have 4, almost 5 years worth of good, patient, and adult use consumer information, understanding what those consumer archetypes are, who's buying, what they're buying, when they're buying, and help industry, the CPG industry, processors come into the industry and understand what types of products to make. Investors and what types of companies to invest in. So I'm going to jump to a demo of Equio. So Equio is a platform that is designed to bring up from real-time information from the public market, consumer information, and I'll explain each one of these areas. Excuse me 1 second, let me get to that. There we go. A couple of things that you're going to notice as I go through this is that the dashboard itself is really intuitive. It is as simple or as complex as you want it. For example, and I'm going to do this really quickly, if you simply want to know what information we have about flour in our top, so you don't have to go click through it. In our top search box, type in the word flour, and everything that we've done that is about the flower, about the growing, cultivation, processing of flower. Reports, charts, any videos or presentations. Actually, this is a good one. We did this one yesterday. You want to know about a state market. You want to understand, you're just an investor who's thinking about going into a state market. You want to understand what that is. Again, all the reports that we've done, 2016, 2017, we have 2018 now, all the charts. We have videos, so we have, we produce video content called Canna Clips for every one of our larger reports. And then any of the information that we've ever written, either through blogs, news articles, anything we've done or we've collected about the state of Massachusetts for this example is really easy. Now, to go through the platform, this platform is designed and curated, right, to really go to talk to three major audiences, right? Investors and financial institutions is and probably our largest audience. Researchers and legislators, right, our second largest audience, and then operators, right? And operators can be not only retailers, but obviously growers, cultivators, processors. First thing you notice is we have the Weedex. The Weedex is a new index of this. Right now it has 198 companies of publicly traded companies in the cannabis industry in the US as well as Canada. It's a very easy to understand index. It gives you information about sectors. If you want to know about a particular company, you can either click up at our ticker. So this is Aurora, or you can search for it here. And we'll show you what's going on with the company and the stock, the trade, all the trade information, company news, and then very importantly, what's going on in the sector itself. This particular sector is the Canadian company, our Canadian companies. This is a good example of data partnerships and data aggregation that we have to do. Now, Barrington, you're sitting in the middle, and we're not going to give you all the shameless plugs in the world, but CSE is here, and we've just been talking to them about giving us their index as well to put into this platform. So this platform, the Weedex platform, represents all the OTC, the NASDAQ, the Canadian exchanges, and it also introduces new frontier data in our technology into the public market. Right? We want to make sure that the public market is understood. In this industry, because it's OTC, there's still a veil of not secrecy but doubt around what's going on in the market. We will be introducing this is the first time saying it publicly. We will be introducing in the next 4 weeks the first short trade tracker for the cannabis industry. So every public company, we will be able to report the short percentage holdings of each company, and it's really important in this industry because the people shorting these stocks are expressing some influence on the industry right now in a way that probably isn't very good for the industry. So again, our job is to bring good vetted data out in transparency and professionalism into the industry. We won't make any judgments. We'll just show you the data and you guys judge for yourself what to do with it. Right to the right is our consumer index. Through this, we partnered with a company called Zephyr. One of the really important things about being a data company, especially a technology provider in a growing market, is understanding you can't do it all on your own. Right? And so you find good trusted companies that have good technology and you partner with them and you give them exposure, they give you exposure, and you expand the influence and the knowledge and the intelligence of the entire community that way. This consumer index is actually the first of its kind. So what this does is it allows Colorado, the example up here now, Colorado's top consumer groups. New Frontier Data partnered with MJ Freeway a couple of months ago, and you guys might have seen our consumer report, our consumer archetype report, Trends and Archetypes. And if you haven't, go to the website, go to newfrontierdata.com and check it out. It identified for the first time 9 distinct consumer archetypes, and we did it by analyzing $5 billion worth of shopping carts over 4 years, sorry. So it was the largest study of its kind. One of the derivatives that came, and one of the results that came from, is this partnership that we did with Zephyr. So we have our consumer archetypes or our profiles. So in Colorado, the number one consumer group is solo stars. So we let operators and investors know what is that consumer group, right? That's the largest consumer group for Colorado. They have a median income of $52,000. They're management and healthcare practitioners. They're educated, right? How many adult dispensaries address this particular, have products for this particular consumer profile? How many medical dispensaries have products for this particular profile? In addition, we can show by product type what the price changes are. So in each category, so for edibles, in drink or tincture, edible or tincture, what people are paying today and what they paid yesterday. So we can show price fluctuation by product, by consumer behavior. All right, so you start putting together some of this information especially for investors and for retailers, it becomes quite powerful. It's important that we give information that's not just information, we give intelligence and insight. We can